Welcome back, beer tubers. Ryan here, back to another episode of San Diego Beer Vlog. Thanks for joining me. Be looking at another pumpkin beer that just came out here recently from Rogue, and this is their first growth pumpkin patch ale. This is a beer that they actually grew the pumpkins for on their own farm up in the Rogue Farms. So they say that they take the first crop of pumpkins and put them in their truck and take them to the brewery and immediately use them in the beer. So we'll see how this tastes. Never had it before. Well, I'm smelling it from here. Of course, with Rogue, they don't put the actual ABV on there. It says it's 14 Plato. I'm guessing that's 6% or so. What other information? I think they use most of their own hops in here for sure, because they have a barley farm, a hop yard. They grow the pumpkin at their hop farm. Oh man, I can smell the spices from here. Definitely a big aroma so far. It pours out a pretty, I don't know, it's like burnt orange into kind of reddish, kind of amber color. About a finger of just slightly yellow tinged white head. Let's get that aroma. Wow, yeah, big spices. Your typical pumpkin spices are dominating the aroma. Cinnamon to me comes through first. Then allspice, followed by maybe the nutmeg would be last. Yeah, I'm not really getting any not a whole lot of malt character. Maybe sweet breadiness coming through. It's hard to get past that spice notes. It's a nice kind of potpourri kind of aroma. Maybe a little hint of pumpkin buried beneath there, but anyway, it smells pretty spicy and a good spice character on it. So let's dig in. Cheers. Yeah, it's nice. It's definitely a spice forward beer, but they're not too overwhelming. At least my initial impression of it. Up front I get a touch of a bitterness, and then right after that you get mostly a sweet base beer. The base beer is it's pretty light. It's pretty medium light body. It's fairly thin mouthfeel to it, but you get this big kind of sweet bready caramel sweetness to it, and then also you get the spice character throughout most of the palate. Cinnamon it follows the nose pretty well. Cinnamon tends to dominate for my palate, followed by the allspice, followed by maybe a little bit of a nutmeg. Definitely cinnamon and allspice are the big ones. They actually don't say what spices they're using in this beer, but it's your typical pumpkin spice. I get some breadiness in there that kind of lingers around the finish. The finish is mostly lingering with the spice character, and I almost get like a touch of vanilla character, and I don't know if that's something I picked up some other pumpkin beers. I don't know if they're actually using vanilla. It might just be some of the spice character coming through. As far as actual pumpkin flavor, I don't really get a lot of that gourd character coming through in the beer. I mean, there's a hint of it sort of middle of the way, but I wish there was a bit more. I think if it was a little less intense in the cinnamon and allspice character, you could probably get a little bit more of a pumpkin character in there. Definitely helps with the mouthfeel. It's a nice creamy beer, but it's pretty light, easy drinking stuff. It's not blowing me away. It's not up there with the upper echelon pumpkin ales, and it's not exactly a cheap beer for $7.50, but it was definitely worth trying. We don't get a ton of pumpkin ales out here, so I recommend checking it out if you can find it on the West Coast. It's a pretty solid pumpkin ale, so I'm just going to go straight up B. I think it's it's above average. I think it's got a good spice character to it. I like the fact that they're using their own pumpkins, a lot of their own ingredients in the beer, but it's definitely kind of more middle of the pack for pumpkin ales themselves, but as a beer overall, I'm going to go B for the first growth pumpkin patch ale from Rogue. It's going to wrap it up. Until next time, please comment and subscribe. Cheers.